What's going on, guys? It's Greg Muscos, and welcome back to College Lacrosse Saturday. It has been since Memorial Day weekend when Notre Dame raised the trophy. We finally have lacrosse back. It is the first weekend, so fire up those ESPN Plus accounts because today we're watching some lacrosse. The first game I'm going to be watching is at noon. It is Navy versus High Point. High Point has a new coach this year in John Crawley, and Navy has been knocking on the door. They have a bunch of good recruits, have not won the Patriot League. Army has been really competitive there, so High Point versus Navy should be one of the better games to watch at noon. That's on ESPN+. Next up, also at noon, this is on ACC Network Extra, which I believe if you have a cable provider and the ACC Network, you can log into it on your ESPN Plus, so it should be free for a lot of you guys. This is Duke versus Bellarmine. I'd say this probably isn't going to be a very competitive game, but it's always fun to get an early look at the Duke offense, especially one that lost a lot of production last year. Hard to replace. We want to see what pieces they put together as far as recruits and transfers, and we'll watch this one too. Kind of have it probably on my laptop. Another game I'm really excited for today is at noon. You're going to see Syracuse versus Jacksonville. This is also going to be on ACC Network Extra. Jacksonville is a really fun team to watch, really well coached. Guys are really excited to play an up-and-coming program for sure. And then Syracuse, I believe, is the second odds-on favorite to win the championship this year, with Joey Spallini, who's getting a lot of tour-time mentions, as well as a ton of players back under Gary Gate. This will be a really fun one to watch. Then we've also got Rutgers versus Lehigh. That's at noon on ESPN+. This should be a pretty competitive early season game. I think Rutgers is favored by a few points, but in these first games of the season, early February, you really never know what to expect. And two other games you might want to check out, Hofstra versus Iona. This is Iona's first ever season as a Division I program. Should be really fun to watch. I think they have a full roster of true freshmen. And then Lafayette versus Air Force. Two good teams. Air Force always really fun to watch early season. And unfortunately, if like me, you're looking to watch the Richmond versus Maryland game or the Denver versus Hopkins game, which are two of the better games of the weekend. Last year, Denver-Hopkins kicked the season off with a crazy bang with Denver upsetting Hopkins at Homewood in overtime. Those are behind paywalls, so you can watch them, but you have Big Ten Plus extra money, whatever that is, or Denver's private streaming network, which is behind a paywall.